Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. December 3rd, and we are opening the month of December. This is our first live stream. So, quick reminder for everyone: if you're new to this channel, my name is Micha, and on this channel, we talk about stocks, we talk about the market, we analyze charts, but we do not provide any financial advice. Everything and anything that you see is just entertainment and for educational purpose only. Let's start with the markets as we usually do. The S&P 500 is up for the day, almost 0.5%. We had a scare early morning. I don't know if you guys were aware of that. There was a report saying that Microsoft has lowered its targets for AI software. That created this kind of snowball effect where all the market around 9 in the morning, 9 a.m., let's see if I have it here, dropped into the red zone. No, you can't see it here because there's no pre-market. Dropped into the red, and we weren't sure what's going to happen. But then 30 minutes into the trading day, about an hour, Microsoft came out and said, we have no idea who told you that. So the market changed direction and it's green for the day. So the S&P up 0.5%. NASDAQ is up 0.32. There's still, as you can see, still impact of Magnificent Seven or Microsoft. Dow's up almost 1%. And the Russell is up 1.83. This is on the back of a very weak ADP report that showed that the U.S. labor market is in a bit of trouble, and it needs a lower rate. Lower rate, better for small caps. Hence why Russell is up 1.8%. Bitcoin 93. Chart that was shared earlier in the community shows that there is some kind of a potential that might bring it up all the way to 105. Yes, there's still kind of lower highs resistance here, but we might see that. Ethereum up 31.29, and the good news is that the treasuries are down. Still, US 10 is above 4. We want to see it under 4. Some stocks that we need to look into, one of them is Netflix, which is down, I think, around 5% for the day. The reason for that is they are in a bidding war for Warner Brothers rights. And they offered an all-cash offer, which will, of course, require them to raise debt. And by that, the stock is down. What else do we know about trading of the day? So we talked about Microsoft. Let's talk about NVIDIA. Jensen, NVIDIA's CEO, is currently in the White House talking to legislators. He's going to be in Joe Rogan's podcast talking about the fact that in 6 to 7 years, or at least there's one quote coming out that says in 6 to 7 years, you're going to see a whole bunch of small modular reactors because we need more power. What did it do to our power? Let's see where we have these power nuclear stocks. It didn't really send them that high. Actually, 6%, not that high. So SMR, small modular reactor, which actually it's NuScale power, but never mind. Small modular reactor, up 6.4% for the day. Oklo up 5.2, NNE up 2.9. And to tell you the truth, I never know which one of these is going to outperform the other. If you look at their charts, SMR had a very, very steep correction. Oklo, less. As you can see, this is a very, very important candle for the day. A lot of price action, very positive. And also we're getting volume. I hope we'll see more volume. We don't have a lot of time. So this is quite problematic. NNE, again, a very good buying day. Energy, NRG, trying to fight its resistance. CCJ, again, all of them are green for the day. Let's look at CEG. CEG, very interesting chart. Take that chart and analyze it. But as you can see, we have resistance around 357, and we're above that resistance. So I like the way CEG is forming. So put that kind of in your bullpen. Let's look at a few stocks that you guys are asking for. One of them that someone here asked is about Palantir, PLTR. Let's talk about Palantir, one of the most traded stocks by individual investors. It has broken out of the resistance at 170. It's currently trading at 175. The next resistance is supposed to happen around 185. I don't like the volume on all of these, but it's okay. It's okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. So yeah, Palantir, a lot of momentum, around 25 million shares traded today, which is good. That's a good volume that we like to see. Tesla also forming a very positive candle for the day, up 4%, getting closer to the 470 mark. And this is on the back of two things. One, Politico's report saying that the Trump administration is now going to be focused on robots. You know, the humanoid robot called Optimus. And of course, the video that was released by Tesla of Optimus running. So those are the two reasons that brought Tesla up. So we do see some kind of momentum. Now, you want to see something really crazy? Let me move here and I'll show you. Let's do this. CNN Fear and Greed. You remember that, Gage? Check it out. 27. Usually when we're at this kind of fear, with a score of 27, we should be, let's say, 10 to 12% below our all-time high. Where do you think we are? We are currently trading 0.96 below all-time high. 1% underneath all-time high, and everyone except the iPhone, I have the same one, except iPhone 17 are in fear. This, of course, forms the excitement of people that are seeing this versus the 1%, and they're like, okay, once these people start to get a bit more comfortable with the situation and the gauge is going to start moving to the right-hand side, we're going to see heck of a rally. Okay, let's talk about a few stocks that you guys wanted me to look into. The first one is Iran. So, Iran did something very interesting. You want me to share with you what they did? Iran took their debt, their issuance of debt, and they kind of converted it to a debt that is going to be due in, I think, 2030 something. So I analyzed it using Perplexity, and I wanted to see what was the approach. So this is kind of the approach for Iran. So let's go over it. Iran's approach reflects a company operating from strength, raising cheap capital at a low percentage coupon while extending maturity 2032 and 2033. Okay. Using convertible notes, etc., etc. They capped the calls, blah, blah. Carvana did the same thing. Now, the reason why I checked Carvana is because Eric Jackson, who followed Carvana when it was in the single digits, said that basically they're doing the same thing. So I analyzed it after he mentioned it. Both companies successfully extended their maturity profile, but the similarity largely ends there. So they're not really the same, except the fact that they moved it. So if you hear the comparison, remember that they're not really the same, except changing maturity. Why is maturity relevant? Because it means that they don't need to pay their debt in the next, what did we say, 2032? That's 6 years from now. That's a lot of time. And that's why after the drop yesterday, and the fear from investors, today we got a 6% day on support, on the 39.52. I think this is a bullish chart when, of course, you need to put your stop loss at around $39 per share. Salesforce is supposed to report earnings in about 5 minutes. Snowflake is supposed to report earnings in about 5 minutes. So we're going to follow both these stocks, both Snowflake and CRM. So Iran, I think it reached support. Yes, I do think that. Can you please analyze Oklo? Of course I can analyze Oklo. I've been analyzing Oklo. Oklo has been draining my patience for almost every day since it started doing nothing. I was waiting for this candle. Now, I wish the volume was higher. I really wish the volume was higher. I hate these kinds of low volume bars, but, be thankful for what you got. So this looks good. Next resistance should be around the 108. Who do we have here? Elon, thank you very much. Can you please analyze TPH? For sure, let's analyze TPH. This is TPH. TPH is trying to create some kind of, let's call it a double bottom, or let's put kind of these two rounding bottoms here. We are as you can see in TPH, who asked this? Let's see. Amit. Okay, Amit, check this out. Leave aside the colors. Don't look at the volume. Look at what we're seeing here. 34, 33, 37, which means that this whole area is kind of the equilibrium of where they should be. There's resistance, there's support. There's resistance, there's support. There's resistance, there's support. So this is the kind of where the stock likes to be, where the market thinks it should be. Every time it starts moving from this line, as you can see, it bounces back. Now, the hope is that it will break out. Currently, hope. How do you know if that is happening? First of all, we need to kind of get away from the 37 and the 38 and start moving up, which currently we don't see. Is it a bad stock? No. Is it a broken chart? No. There are a lot worse charts. Is it that compelling at this price point? No. Not really. Let's see what Apple is doing, for example. So Apple is a more compelling chart. The reason is not because we don't see the red candle today, is because we do see it after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. Yes, 6 and 7 days. And we might see a correction all the way to around 277, which I think would be a great support and a great buying opportunity upon reaching support. But that's how I see it today. Oh, you say NNE is also reporting today, so let's do this. Let's write them down. So we have CRM. We have Snow. And you guys said NNE. Let's add all three and we'll wait for their earnings. Okay, let's look at some more stocks here. Entry point for BM&R. BM&R needs Ethereum, needs a strong Ethereum. If they don't have a strong Ethereum, then they don't have the strength to keep going up. A good entry point, at least from my perspective, is only above some kind of moving average, which if we put the 150 days around the $37. Others might say when you overcome 30, which you did, it's a good entry point. Others might say when you overcome 39, it's a good entry point. Everyone has their own opinion. I don't think we have enough to say that buyers stepped in. We don't. It's not strong candles. It's not strong enough. Eli Lilly, on the other hand, which is not even close to being the same stock, this is what I want to see. Okay, when we talk about BM&R, when I want to talk about buyers stepping in, these are buyers stepping in day after day after day after day. We didn't get that in BM&R. What we are seeing right now is the opposite of buyers stepping in, which is sellers motivated. As you can see, sellers are motivated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. Probably it's going to end today with some kind of a relief. Because after 5 days, usually sellers kind of exhaust themselves, but we'll see. So this is where you see buyers. This is where you see sellers. So what do we have till end of... we have a few more seconds till closing bell, and then we'll be able to cover companies that are going to report. So TPH, we talked about this. We talked about Oklo. We talked about. I think Oklo has a good entry point. I do think Oklo is performing good today. Wonderful and blessed day to you. Thank you very much, Archer. So Archer is going to start working out of Miami, and that's the good news for Archer today. ACHR is the ticker. I'm trying to see if someone's going to close the market today. So once they do, I'm going to transfer to the TVs. Archer, good day today, up 9% on the news, on the back of the news, but it's still a broken stock, so we do need more strength than one day. Is it recovering? Maybe, not so sure. I don't know yet. We still will need to wait. Okay, here we go. Closing bell. Gling gling gliggity gling. Helios and Calamos, both. As you can see, ringing the bell, and we are done with trading for December 3rd, 2025. And this is how the market ended the day, with the Russell up 1.83%. Very strong day for the Russell. The Dow Jones up 0.93. As you can see, the S&P up 0.35, and the Nasdaq up 0.22. Most of the sectors green for the day, except utilities and communication. And they're also fractional red. They're not really red. And we have these companies reporting today. CRM, Salesforce, with a brutal year. Snowflake and NNE. NNE, smaller size. I'm not sure we're going to see a lot from NNE, but Snowflake and CRM, very interesting. And look at CRM on the move. Wow, up 6.5%. Salesforce, maybe eventually we're going to break out at 257, which is kind of the breaking, the resistance that we're looking, but no, it's falling short of that. And now you can see this is the volatility of the earnings season. Stocks go up, then they change direction, then it goes up, then it change direction. We'll get CRM's earnings in a second, and we will know what's going on with it. Currently up 3%, but we'll probably see more than that in a few minutes. Entry point for Cypher, CIFR. I think today was an entry point for Cypher. This candle is a very important one. 28 million shares traded today. I think after a brutal day yesterday, down 10%, kind of recovering today. If tomorrow you'll get a green day, I think, except the band, this is a good entry point. So CRM is up 8%. Okay, so market likes what they're seeing, and the revenue came short, but earnings were a lot stronger than expected. Earnings came at $3.25 versus the $2.86 that was expected. And Salesforce, guys, is breaking out above its 150-day moving average and above the resistance. If it stays this way tomorrow, this might be a very interesting story, because of how much it went down. We still have the conference call, so don't rush buying anything, of course. Hi, how would you manage a position in STS? Entry was opening today. Okay, so you gave me enough information, and this is an amazing day for you. You went up 8% for the day, which is great. Now, I would put in, let's hear the earnings and then I'll answer that. Here we go.
Seema Moody. On Salesforce's bottom line, adjusted earnings of $3.25 versus the $2.86 estimate. Revenue came in line. Also key is the current remaining performing obligations of $29.4 billion. That is up 11% year over year and higher than Wall Street estimates.
Forecast is strong. Salesforce is back on track, and this probably will send the stock higher, unless they say something freaky on the earnings call, and that's great. So CRM on the run, as you can see, up almost 9%. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we're gonna get a double digits. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised if they come out of the earnings being very optimistic about the roadmap, about their pipeline, about what they see with customers. I do see a double digits here, by the way. Okay, and I haven't been in the future, so I have no idea if that's true or not. We'll see tomorrow. So let's talk about the STS. If you're a short-term trader, Tamir, I would put a stop here at 60, let's say 60.8. If you you're into ASTS because you say, you know what, I want it for the long run. Volume is increasing. We're going up. We bounced across our 150-day. We corrected 78%. I think it might give you a run all the way to 69 without any interference. But again, I wasn't in the future. I would put a stop here because that means that what I said right now isn't happening. But if you're like, I want to be involved in STS and all that, you can put a stop on the low of yesterday. That's also fine. It really depends on you. And now Salesforce is giving back a bit and it's up only 5%. As you can see, the resistance line is really, really, really operating here. As you see, they can't really overcome the resistance. You can see it. It's crazy. We'll wait for the call. I would wait for the call to see what the reaction would be, what the market reaction would be. But the earnings were good. Roblox, thank you. RBLX. Let's see what Tomer asks for Roblox. So Roblox corrected 61.8% of their advancement. These are Fibonacci levels, if you're new to this. They bounced across the 61.8. And now the question is, where are the buyers? They're not here yet. So Tomer, I would say keep looking at the stock. If you see the buyers stepping in, it might be a good entry point. But otherwise, no buyers. So you see the difference between this candle, Palantir's candle, you see buyers, ASTS candle, you see buyers, Tesla candle, you see buyers, and I'll go back to our Roblox. No buyers in the building, nothing. I would wait, okay? You had to talk about CRM. Guys, I'm sorry, but I do think, we have C3 AI as well. Let's add them. I think that they should outperform. Snowflake, on the other hand, is not getting a lot of love. And no reason currently that I'm seeing they beat on EPS and they beat on earnings. They're down to their resistance line. So we'll need to wait with them as well. So Salesforce, coming expectations on revenue, but beating very dramatic on their earnings with strong pipeline. Snowflake beating earnings, beating revenue, but I'm not seeing why the stock is coming down. C3 AI beating earnings, beating on revenue, yet the stock is down 2.7 or 2.9%. Okay, let's go back to other questions. EQT, let's check it out. EQT corporations. I like it. I like the setup. I really like the setup. Really like it. If you look at kind of a short-term setup, this is what you have here. Look at this setup. Very nice setup, by the way. Check it out. Let's put resistance line here. Okay, so we have resistance around 61. I changed something here. Let me fix that. Wait. Okay. So this is our resistance. You can see we have a cup, another cup, another cup, 48 to 61, that's $13. 13 above 61, that brings us to 74. Very interesting chart. I like this chart. I really like this chart. Thank you for sending it. I really like this chart. This might bring us all the way to 73, which is a 20% potential here on the stock, EQT. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Thank you for sharing this stock. Hi, Micha, is Carvana suitable for expected rally? Carvana is already rallying. Carvana already got to $400 today. That was their high, 401. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, 7-day green days. I would expect a bit of a correction here. I expected it 2 days ago, so it's not like I know how to time the corrections. But 7 days, usually they come with volume that's decreasing. As you can see, it's going down. We might see it correcting a bit, but it looks good. It looks really good. The chart is good. It's healthy. You have Higher lows, higher highs, looking good. Nothing to complain about, at least not for this chart. Why am I not seeing this here? Just a second. Let me see your comments here. Okay. So what do we have here? So these are currently, so you see Snowflake is recovering a bit, yet Salesforce is going down a bit. What do we have next? So we talked about Carvana, sorry. What do you think about BBAI? BBAI. What's its potential? Let's check it out. BBAI. So BBAI bounced on a line we created. I have no recollection. Okay, so we created this line. So check this out. We created this line probably when these candles weren't here, because you can see the ray bouncing over these candles. Broke down, took a lot of stop losses, of course, but the day after recovered. Now you might say, oh, but you're not really that far anyway. Today it's bouncing on the same support line with good volume above what it was the day before. Looks okay. Above its 150-day moving average, it looks okay. I think it looks okay. If you see another opening, another green opening tomorrow, that would be a good signal that we're recovering here. It looks okay. Nothing problematic about the chart. I'm closing this panel with Snowflake down 5%, Salesforce up 3%, and the rest kind of fractional. Okay, what's next? Hey, Micah, what do you think about Ford? I think Ford it has a very, 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 very good chart. I've said it for several weeks now. From the point they stopped saying that they know how to do EVs, from the point they stopped trying to do EVs, when they went back to regular internal combustion, things that they know how to do, the market started liking them back. The issue is they're back at the same resistance points that they weren't able to overcome. Will they be able to overcome it today? This time, I don't know. I want to see them above $15, to tell you the truth. I think here it's nice, but it's not really breaking out. Now, is it the best chart in the market? No, but it's recovering from 8 to 13 or 14. That's a good recovery, yet still not as strong, at least from my perspective. Look at them versus GM. Look at GM stock. Different kind of stock. Okay, I think GM is at all-time high even, Yeah, it's at all-time high. Of course, from the day of their bankruptcy and all that. Okay, TMC. The metal company. There's always, because it was a SPAC, there's always the $10 mark that everyone gets stuck at. I don't really like these kinds of charts. They're all over the place, but it's positive. Green days above 150-day moving average. It's positive. It's positive. But it's very difficult to trade these kinds of stocks, mainly because they're small, not a lot of volume. Then comes in a wave of volume, and if you don't really know how to trade them, they're not that good anyway. After today's bar, what do you think about GV? GV, I love it. What was today? What happened today? No, GV, I love it. I love the setup. I love the stock. I really like the stock, and I'll tell you why. There's nothing negative about a stock that's correcting from 677 all the way down to 533. Nothing bad about that after it went up from 255 to 677. So nothing bad about that. That's one thing. Second, as you can see, we can understand the chart. What do I mean by that? 150-day creates support here. You can see this breakout or this support also as support. We're above it. If we stay above 532, there's no reason to be fearful about it. So I like GV. I think for the long run, this is a great stock, a great company. I like it. People will need energy, and GV will provide it. I don't understand the language. I see a ticker, but I don't understand the language. NNE, what's the question? I don't understand the language. NNE, it's in there's some kind of parallel channel here. Today was a good day, yet volume is going down. I want to see it above 150-day, unless you buy it here on the support line. If you buy it on the support line, that's fine. Okay? APA, bearish to bullish, cup and handle. Let's check it out. APA. A breakout today. Very good breakout. 5% on the day. Good volume. Above 25.8. Looking good. Looking really good. Yeah. See this? If it stays above 25.6, it's good. Okay? It's good. Joby. No problem. Joby. Here we go. Wow. Look at this chart. Look at this stock. Correcting all the way to 150-day moving average. Getting support. Look at this candle today. Not enough volume, yet a very positive volume, a very positive price action today with 5% up. We need to break out. We need to break out of the 1526, let's say. But this is very encouraging. Buyers stepped in. Very encouraging for Joby. Both Archer and Joby today got good news, so that they're up. Our GTI, quantum stock, corrected 78% of its gain. Think about it. If someone bought it, or someone, let's say, took all this up, all this ride up, made a lot of money, and then corrected all the way, 78% of it went back to the market. That's crazy. Very positive price action today. I think today's price action was very, very good considering the fact that we're at 17 fear. Buyers are buying stocks for a rally. As you can see, increasing volume on the support line. Our GTI also looks very, very good. In a bad way, because it went down 78%. But, you know. BORR, finally above $1 billion. I think I looked at it today. Yes, I looked at it today. It was on my... I left it open yesterday because someone on the other channel live stream asked about it. Probably you or someone else. And I left it, and this morning I opened the computer, and this was the first chart I saw, and I was like, looks good. So yeah, looks good. Looks good. Volume increasing. Looks good. Eventually, there will be some kind of correction to test support, but it looks good. Looks positive. A lot of stocks look good, as you can see. I don't have a lot of bad things to say about the market currently, because when the S&P 500, okay, so this is where we are currently, C3AI 4%, CRM 4%, then Snowflake down 6%. When the S&P 500 is less than 1% from all-time high, when the Nasdaq looks this way, come on, it's a good market. Doesn't mean we won't see corrections, but it's a good market. Oklo, we talked about it. What's the question here about Oklo? A good entry point? Today, I don't know. Tomorrow if it opens green. The good entry point was here, 85 or even higher a bit. UiPath also reported the earnings. It's not on our list. It's up 10%. Let's see UiPath. So this is where currently the price is. It still has a lot to go. So you don't need to chase UiPath. Anyway. So Oklo, I think any price right now is good price. AAL, American Airlines, saw buyers today. Yet, a lot of resistance above its head at 45 and at 47. I wouldn't step in yet. I don't think it's going to get a lot of resistance here, at least from my perspective. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's see some more questions here. Circle. Oh, we haven't looked at Circle in a while. Circle, here they are. Another very interesting day. Circle up 11% since we talked about the tradable bottom, as you remember. We talked about the tradable bottom here. We said it went back to its IPO. Worth the risk reward. And from that point, we are up 31% or 32%. Circle performing very interesting. It might get to 101 or even 100 before there's some kind of resistance, which is which is amazing for the stock, I might say. But there's still a lot more to overcome. It went up a few days after its IPO to almost 300. We are at 86. So a lot more to go. I think that's it for today. We'll meet again during the weekend. We'll have a weekly summary, and maybe we'll do something even more interesting. And we might even release it earlier. So we'll see what we'll do. Stay tuned. Thank you very much. If you forgot to press the like button, it doesn't mean anything, but you can do it now. If you forgot, it doesn't mean anything. You can do it now. And I'll see you again. So till next time. Bye-bye.